What's good, everybody? Is John. I'll come back at you on a video. So this video, I wanted to talk about the power of the ever-present now moment. So with the title of the video, I'll sort of give away what it's all about, right? But as we do with every video, right, I want to dive into these topics to explain it thoroughly for you guys so that it all makes sense and is clear in your mind. So when I say the ever-present now moment, when I say the now moment, I'm referring to present day. I'm referring to this moment right here, this very second as you're watching this video. This is the now moment. Now, when I say ever present, that means that it always exists, that it's always a constant. And when something is a constant, that means it's always in play, right? That this is like the default setting that never changes. An example of something being a constant is gravity, because gravity has always existed for all eternity. And as far as I'm concerned, I've never experienced, or no one has ever experienced, a time where gravity was turned off, even if it's for a full second or a split second. Because if you think about it, if gravity were to even be turned off for fractions of a second, it would create so much chaos in the world, because buildings would begin to levitate, cars would levitate, animals, right, creature. You can see how it would be problematic and extremely chaotic if gravity was turned off even for a second, right? But it hasn't, and it wouldn't, right? It won't, because gravity is a constant. The same idea with the now moment. The reason why I say it's the ever-present now moment, because the now moment is always a constant. Now, most people like to separate time frames into 3 different time frames, right? Which is the past, present, and the future. However, what you need to remember are that even though the past and the future exists for us humans to understand it all, to understand a timeline, to put it into perspective, but they don't truly exist. Now, what I mean by that is the past are events that already happened in your life, right? So I wouldn't be able to tell you, hey, I need you to go back to yesterday and take out the trash, right? You wouldn't be able to do that, because right now you can only operate with the now moment, and what happened yesterday is already behind us. It's in the past, right? We can't use, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know of anyone that's invented a time machine that allows you to go back in time, right? So you would not be able right now, right? You would not be able to take out the trash yesterday, right? You wouldn't be able to walk backwards and rewind 24 hours, right? The same idea with the future. The future, of course, are events that have yet to happen. However, if I were to tell you, hey, go take out the trash right now for the future, you wouldn't be able to fast forward 24 hours into the future to then take out the trash, right? You wouldn't be able to do that right now. So even though the past and the present, the past and the future exist as far as us human beings, timeline for us to make sense of things, the only time frame we ever have to work with is the now moment, is the present moment. This is why you need to understand and remember that everything on earth, everything on the planet happens simultaneously. And that's because everything that happens in life always happens in the now moment. Things don't happen in the past. Obviously, if it's the past, then it's already happened. But things right now can't happen in the past, and things right now cannot happen in the future. So the only time frame you will ever have to work with is the now moment. This is why I say with this video, and I title this video, the power of the ever-present now moment, because the now moment is a constant. The reason why some people struggle with life is because they feel out of place as far as time. They feel out of place because they want certain things in their future to be their reality, or they are stuck living in the past where they wish things were how they were in the past, or right, and they're just out of place with time, with their understanding of it, right? You need to remember and be comfortable with the now, with the present, because that is a constant. This is the only frame of time that you'll ever have to work with and operate. So when I say the power of the ever present moment, I say that because all of your power is going to be here. All of your power is going to be available and present in the now moment, right? In this moment, this is where you can tap into your energy. This is where you can begin vibrating the right energy, right? Bringing out positive emotion, doing all that. So then the law of attraction, which means like attract like, right? Energies match, will begin attracting to you positive things, will begin attracting to you great things into your life, right? This moment right here, this is where you can bring out the best version of yourself to create the things that are going to happen for you in the future, right? It's all here in the present moment, in the now. There's many people who live their life saying, oh, I'll be happy when this happens, or I'll be happy when X happens. I'll be happy when I get the new car. I'll be happy when I get the new house. I'll be happy when I get the new promotion, or I'll be happy when this happens. When people say that, they are effectively putting their happiness and their joy on hold until some event happens or some circumstance changes in their life, when in actuality, first and foremost, that happiness is an internal feeling. The feelings that you feel, you are choosing to feel that. Whether you want to believe this to be true or not, you are choosing to feel it. And the reason why you're choosing to feel it is because you have that option, right? If someone steps on your shoe, you have the option to get extremely frustrated and want to get nasty at that person, rude and disrespectful. If it was an honest, I'm talking about like a genuine mistake where someone accidentally, like it was truly accidental, right? Someone stepped on your shoe. For a lot of people, some people can see that as, oh, this, right? Like they can take out negative energy and negative emotion on that person, or they can choose to accept that it was a mistake and that it's okay because it's just a pair of shoes. And right, like a pair of shoes, if a shoe gets stepped on, it can always be clean, right? It can always be replaced. It can, right? So, and it's okay, right? Like for some people, something minor like that can completely ruin their day or ruin their weekend, right? But it's just a pair of shoes, right? Like you can choose how to react. You can choose how to feel. But most people, they'll just react and then they'll claim that they can't control themselves or they can't control their emotion, when you are choosing to operate in that fashion. Someone can step on your shoe and then you can just end up laughing, right? Because that can end up being, you can see it as the universe reminding you to just be alert, right? Like that can be sort of like a nudge from the universe, right? You can have that be your train of thought where like if someone accidentally, taps you or right, something, right? You can choose how you want, rather than just reacting to things. You can choose how to respond. So this is why you can choose the emotion that you feel, and happiness is an internal feeling. It's an internal emotion. So nothing in your external world actually has to change for you to experience happiness, right? So you can experience happiness and joy in the present moment, in the now, because the now is a constant. This is the only frame of time that you will ever have to work with from now until the rest of your life, right? And some people fall into the illusion of the past and the future, thinking that, oh yeah, when this event happens, I'll begin to feel good when that happens, when I get the car or the house. But you need to remember, one, what if that doesn't happen, right? Then what you're saying is you're going to put your happiness and your joy on hold over these material things, when in actuality, these things are not more important than your happiness and your well-being, right? Your happiness and your well-being come first before these material things. And people think that these things are what's going to deliver them absolute happiness. Now, I understand they can bring you joy temporarily, but eventually, like all things, right, when you own things or like have things, right, and they become your norm, it'll eventually become your norm. So eventually that happiness and that joy is going to fade away, because it's going to be your new normal, right? It's going to feel exciting when you first have it and feel good, and eventually it'll be your normal, right? So then you'll eventually revert back to being how you are in most cases, right? So your happiness shouldn't be contingent on other things. And remember, if your happiness is contingent on events going in your favor, now what if in your life there's many events that are happening that are not going in your favor, right? For most people, because they're conditioned to react, they are going to be feeling bad. They're going to be feeling frustrated, anxious, all these negative emotions. And what that is doing is that it's pushing away your desires and all the things that you want in your life when you're feeling those negative emotions. So the power of the ever-present now moment, the power is that first and foremost that this moment is a constant, that this never changes. You will always be in the present moment. And that's the reason why everything in the world happens simultaneously, because everything happens at the same time in the now moment, because everyone is working with the same now moment. Everything that's ever happened in life always happened at the same time. And it's I know it sounds crazy to like say and wrap your head around, but that's what it is, because there's 8 billion people all coexisting, all operating at the same exact time. So everything is happening at the same time. And your power is in this moment, because in this moment, this is where you can choose to be happy. You can choose to be happy regardless of your circumstances, regardless of your situation. You can choose to still have a smile on your face. You can choose to be happy. And even if things may not seem to be the best right now, you can still believe that things will improve, that things will eventually improve. And here's the thing, right? Here's the other powerful component of the now moment. And this might go over some people's heads. So I just want to try to explain this as slowly as I can. And, hopefully you'll rewind to this part of the video again to have it be explained numerous times if it's still not clear. Here's the power of the now moment. So if we use an example, say someone says, oh, in 5 years from now, I'm going to be a millionaire, right? Say this person is right now not in a position where they want to be financially, and they believe that 5 years from now, at the 5-year mark, they are going to be a millionaire. If we fast forward those 5 years until the point where they're supposed to be a millionaire, let's just say they do become a millionaire, right? 5 years later, that 5-year mark, they're officially a millionaire. What you need to remember is when we fast forward to those, like for 5 years to that point, even though we were technically 5 years into the future, right, compared to when we first started, we are still back in the now moment. We are still back in the present, because 5 years later in the future now becomes a new present moment. And if you are a millionaire in that new present moment, then all that means is that the finances, financial abundance, the riches, whatever, that all exists in the present moment, right? Because you're officially a millionaire in the new present moment. You're officially rich, right? So remember how I said the present moment is always a constant? So if riches can exist for you in the present moment, 5 years on the line, then what you're effectively saying is that the riches can exist for you right now, because the present moment never changes. So if you can say and believe that at a certain point in the future that you'll be rich, then what you're saying is that the riches exist right now, which means you don't have to wait the 5 years to tap into that energy and to tap into that person, right? To have that attitude, to have that joy, that happiness, that excitement. You don't have to wait 5 years. You can begin doing that right now. You can tap into that energy right now because it exists right now. Remember, the future only exists for like us humans to help explain time, to help like navigate timelines, right? Excuse me. That exists for humans to help navigate the timeline and like make things make sense for us. But the universe doesn't understand the past and the future, right? It just understands the now, the present moment, because that's the only time frame it has to operate with. So if you're saying that I'm going to be rich at some point, or like 5 years on the line, then what you're saying is you can be rich right now, that the riches for you exist right now as we speak, because all possibilities exist, right? The same idea if you're looking for love and you're looking for a partner, you'll say, oh, in X amount of years, I'll have the love of my life and, we'll have a family, blah, 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 right? That possibility exists right now. That means even if you might be single right now in the physical world, right? Like that relationship still exists, and that relationship is still out there. That your lover, as we speak, your soulmate is walking this earth as we speak, right? Like that all the possibilities exist because of the now moment. The now moment is a constant. Everything exists right here, right now. So this is why there is reason for you to always be happy, because all the possibilities exists right now. Everything, right? It's not that, if we're using the money example, it's not that like new money is magically going to just materialize for you and just be printed and then you'll finally have access to it. No, it's like you obviously earn the money somehow, right? And the money will make its way to you somehow. But that same possibility still exists today in the present moment, right? It doesn't, you don't have to wait 5 years, right? It exists now because the now moment is always a constant. So that means all the possibilities of everything exists right now. And if all the possibilities exist right now, then all of the possible scenarios and situations for you to live the life the way you want to also exist as well, right? See, that's the one thing that a lot of people forget. They'll get so caught up in looking at their environment, looking at the some circumstances, and have that dictate how they feel, or have that dictate how they think and how they operate. But that is the incorrect way of viewing it, because your set of circumstances and your environment, all that is just a reflection and the culmination of accumulation of all your previous thoughts and ideas and actions. That has no bearing on the future. It has no bearing on the possibilities or what actually exists, right? So understanding that the now moment is always a constant, that everything exists simultaneously, and that the now moment is ever present, then that means everything is possible, because even the things that are possible in the future, right? When we get to that point in the future, it's still the now moment. So if something can happen in the now moment in the future, right, then that same thing can happen in a now moment today, in present day. Like, it's all possible because they're just possibilities, right? So it all can happen. So this is why you want to have the right attitude. This is why you want to smile. You want to be grateful, because miracles can happen, and miracles are happening all the time, every second of the day. Same with blessings, same with everything, right? So any moment can actually be your moment. And I want you to seize this moment, to seize this present moment, to be happy, to be joyful, to feel blessed, to be alive, because at the end of the day, right, you're here to experience outrageous joy. You want to make the most out of this lifetime. And the way most people operate, if things aren't going well for them, they're feeling down, they're feeling bad, and they'll say, you know what, I'll feel better when this happens or when that happens, thinking that their happiness is contingent on outside events and circumstances, when that's not true. Happiness is an internal feeling, so you can tap into that right now. So this, when I say the power of the ever-present now moment, this is what I mean. All of your power is in this now moment, because in this now moment, this present moment, you have the power to choose how you want to feel. And if you choose to vibrate positivity and the happy emotion and the happy energy, that same happiness and positivity is going to make its way back to you. It's going to attract all of your dreams and your desires and pull it towards you in record speed, right? And then soon enough, you'll be living a wonderful, joyful life, because there are people out there who live blissfully happy, right? Where every second for them is just truly enjoyable. And that's the goal for each and every one of us, because if we could choose any one feeling to feel, right, we would all choose happiness, because we feel our best when we feel happy. So begin, start working on your awareness, right? Begin being present in the moment and appreciating what you have and where you are, and appreciate all the things that will also happen for you. All of the blessings, all of the good things that have yet to flow, that will also flow, because these are all possibilities that exist right now. So tap into your happiness, tap into your joy, smile, feel good. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to 1 million subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.